Hello everyone, this is Zimnala coming at you with another adventure in the game of Demise, Rise of the Kutan. We're going to be continuing our ninja ways. Oh yeah, I cast the wrong one. Alright, we'll work this out. Yeah, I used the wrong hotkey. It's okay. It's easily solved by just returning and fixing it. Alright, we good? We are good. Pop it out. Let's make sure the map still makes sense. Nope, it moved it again. I still have not figured out why the game does that, but all I did was go into the menu and it always off-centers the map by just the smidgest little bit for no reason. No change on my end, it's just what it does. I don't think I'll ever get a satisfactory answer on why. But it's such a minor concern that it really doesn't matter. Considering it really only affects things on your guys' end. Like, I don't really use it for navigation. What is with this inconsistent spawning? Oh, is it just now loading? That's crazy. So you can see that the repopulation is like loading the rooms one at a time. So I very nearly came back at the right time to keep it from, to get to regenerate. Because I only stretched out the map for you guys to see more easily. I don't usually use it that way. Because, like, I'll show you what happens if I make it small. If I make it small, it sits in the corner like this. Like, I like looking at it right here on the thing, but it's a lot smaller. So when I pop it out instead, it takes a different spot on my HUD for you guys, but it doesn't really make it easier for me to play or anything. I mean, it's not like it's hard for me to play this way, it's just it's different. We're so close to town, I might as well just go back for a reset of our hit points. Not gonna use like 20 healing items when I'm just 5 steps in the dungeon. Besides, we can actually go to the mines now because it will have caught up. Like, it's like now like ahead of us. Like, for some reason it was right on our exact walking speed. Yeah, but I would argue that's actually the least useful way to process the information. Like, it probably looks better for following it visually for someone that's watching it, but for playing it, it's not very helpful for getting around. Yeah, it used to be more useful because it used to. It's kind of semi like tied to like how quick your computer is, but it seems to cap out. But it's a little inconsistent. Like, you'll notice that some battles just go through at Mach 3, and some battles it likes to go a little slower. It still loads faster than it used to be originally. I could probably move it out. Like, I think if there's a like, I could change the way this looks out and it changes the HUD up a little bit. This I could pop out, but not that. Make sure I didn't make it weird. Yeah, like, I can't pop out this, but I could pop out the bottom right corner one. That's not useful for combat, which would be useful. No, you can't close it. But what I could is I could spread this out and then you could see a little bit more, but I don't think it's done. It's not very helpful. Like, if I make that small, it'll be very hard for me to tell what's going on. So while maybe it might be more nice for you to look at, it actually is harder for me to look at, so I'm not going to do it that way, unfortunately, even if you like it a little better. But if you do get into the game, you're more than welcome to play it that way. Like, you just double click on it and it changes size. There is a free demo for anyone to play that can be reached at the site that's listed on the very first video. Although I may eventually add it to every one of the videos, I'd have to sit down someday and just like start putting it in all of them. It's just a process.
Cool. Bye-bye.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I made this particular playthrough was to show that even if you wanted to play the game with a single character, it's still more than possible to do that. The game encourages you to play it however you want to. It's just the early game is the hardest part of it.
Cool.
And my choices are coming with like thousands of hours of experience behind them, so if I make it look a little easy, it's because I've done this a couple of times. Granted, not all of my information aids me because I'm playing a different version, but for the most part, it is still analogous. In many ways, it was made a little easier though, so where my knowledge errs, it's usually in that I guess that some monsters are more difficult than they actually are now. Like, one of the biggest differences that they changed is that they put a lot more mixed groups in, whereas some groups used to be all of one type of monster, and the mixed groups are usually less dangerous. I mean, my YouTube still releases one video of each series I do per day. I usually have it set to do that right around midnight my time. So there should be about like 6 or 7 going live every day. I don't know why you aren't receiving it, but if you recently unsubscribed and resubscribed, that may impact whether you're being notified.
Cool.
Although I'm not entirely sure if it would or wouldn't. That's just a theory that I had in my head.
Cool.
But yeah, no, nothing's changed in my upload pattern. It has stayed pretty steady.
Cool.
I mean, it'll probably be like a week or two before people see this particular video. I do have a bit of a backlog on it. But eventually I'll be getting into my bigger series, or I'll reach a satisfied point with my playthrough and I'll decide to put it down for a while for a break again. Like maybe I'll get like mildly burned out again. I don't know. I don't check what people release on the daily. If I'm interested in what they've done, I actually just look them up and look at their posts. You know. So I don't really like check videos that way. Looks like we grabbed a few new healing items. Gotta replenish those supplies a little bit. Yeah, I understand how like the bell icon works. I just don't really like utilize it myself. Besides, I'm usually much too busy playing games to watch people do stuff. Like usually the biggest thing I use like YouTube videos for is finding new indie games for genres that I don't really want to troll through on my own. Like there's a really cool one I follow called Alpha Beta Gamer who just like plays really obscure indie horror games. Quite a few of which are actually just straight up free constantly. But they're usually like an hour-long experience too. Like they're not like full-length games. And not all of them are horror. Some of them are just like horror adjacent, like unsettling.
Cool.
I mean, I'm not so desperate that I will like ask people to do things like that, but if anyone is interested in any of my VODs, I keep a full like listing of my playthroughs. So if you ever wonder about the full journey, it's there. Never heard of it. Are those residents actually evil? I don't know, ever since Resident Evil went away from the original survival thing, it doesn't really interest me nearly as much as it originally did. But keep in mind that even the original one I didn't like because it also had a huge scarcity problem. Like, I like to actually explore. I don't like to have permanently respawning enemies. So it's one of those types of games that I managed to get through once and I don't think I'll ever touch again. Because it has enough annoying elements that I'll never be interested enough to deal with it. But the more recent stuff that's like run and gun bullshit shooter and whatever doesn't really do it for me.
Cool.
But I can't say I got involved enough with them to have like a fully informed like opinion on the entire thing. I don't know, a lot of what the story went to with it just ended up seeing pretty contrived. As far as like horror went, like Resident Evil just didn't do it for me. Even though I tend to like horror adjacent stuff a fair bit, so can I really quantify it and explain it? No, I can. All I can say is that it didn't really do it for me. But I don't like lore that's ridiculous. I like lore that can make sense to a certain degree, you know? Like, I don't mind there being like some suspension of disbelief, but I don't like when it's just a little too far off the deep end. These frog potions will probably be useful for us. We're not going to get amphibious breathing to a decent level for a while. So when we go to fight in the ocean, we'll want that. So 111 is our next usage level. We're almost there, so that'll be good. I don't know what you mean, or how does EDF fit in? EDF isn't horror. Different genre, different interest. I mean, EDF's got its own thing going on. You are the last standing bastion of hope for the universe. I don't know why you think it isn't believable. I mean, aliens could attack us at any point. I mean, it explains its lore the whole way through.
Cool.
I mean, it depends on which EDF you're talking about too. There's 3 distinct EDF invasions. and they all have a different aggressor. Are you talking about the Ravager fleet, or are you talking about what are they called? The precursors? Are they called precursors? They're called the primers. The primers.
Bye-bye.
And I think there was also the ones from the original, like, Super Nintendo games. I don't remember them as I didn't play them. Well, that would be the primers. The primer ones were pretty interesting. You don't realize that they're time traveling in the beginning. But the other thing you don't realize is that you are also a time traveler. So they tag you. So each basically time became a sentient force outside of you, and it chose a champion on both sides. The aliens got a champion, and you became the humans champion, and said you guys have to fight for eternity until one side wins.
Cool.
And your powers worked differently than each other. Like, every time they could send more and more forces back, but instead you, personally, were getting sent back. So you became the hero of time. I mean, those frogs that you're talking about were actually evolved humans in a world that had been destroyed by radioactivity. So that's why all their jokes about they were just like humans were founded, is because they actually were evolved humans. They learned that the DNA matched. So were the ants. The ants and spiders were all not from humans, but they were all Earth terrestrial species that had evolved for a future filled with pollution and poison gas. Because what they found is that whenever the ants died, they actually cleansed the area around them of pollution. So they were like absorbing the toxins in the air around them and unpolluting the planet. I mean, if anything, the storyline of 4 was actually far crazier than what 5 and 6 did. I mean, 4 had these... You first meet the bees, and then they evolve into dragons. They were very specifically evolved from bees. Like, for some reason, that's the natural evolution of bees, is into dragons, and they never properly explained that one. Let's just say the Ravagers were a lot more into genetic manipulation, let's put it that way. They also relied a lot more on advanced technology versus throwing crazy species at you, because like the primers threw like evolved species at you, but like the Ravagers were like mutating them. Oh yeah, there's lots of dragons in that one. What do you mean going back to 4? I never stopped playing any of them. I played through all of them. I played modded versions of them. The Earth Defense Force games are great. And did you know that Earth Defense 4 was actually a sequel to Earth Defense Defense Force 2017. The original name for Earth Defense 4.1 was actually Earth Defense Force 2025. It takes place 8 years after the first one. Now, 2017 was a Xbox 360 exclusive. It was actually the only reason I had an Xbox. Well, there was one other game I was interested in. It was actually Eternal Sonata, but that's actually not exclusive to the 360. It's just a game I liked on it. I certainly wasn't going to get one of the other systems that had it, which would have been the PS3. I wasn't interested in looking at the whole library of the 360 though. Because I don't like dealing with the UI of it, so I only dealt with whatever games I could play offline. Well, while it's true that Eternal Sonata is an RPG, I did not like it specifically because it was an RPG. I just really like the music of Chopin.
Cool.
I mean, it had a couple of pretty cool and unique things going for it. As you get farther in the game, it gets harder and harder because the battle system keeps evolving as you get through it.
Cool.
And while you can choose to go to the easier version of it, you actually reduce your damage than if you learn the stronger version. Which your penalty for not executing well goes up too. I mean, you probably would have approved. It was semi-rhythm based. Well, as I told you, if you actually want an RPG that's rhythm based, you'd actually play Legend of Dragoon, which is another RPG I could never play again because it just has too much going on. But it's good. It's really good once. The only game with nearly as much complexity that I do want to actually properly finish someday is Vagrant Story. And now there's an RPG that's, while being a pain in the ass, was actually fun if you can get past the fact you have to plan literally every step of everything you do. I've already beaten Mario RPG like 5 times. I'd have to play a very difficult mod of it to want to play it again. And there is one, I know about it. There is a super hard mod of Mario RPG. Someday I'll go and check it out. This is not gonna happen soon. But I am cognizant of it. But can you play as Princess Peach in it?
Bye-bye.
Can you play as the saddest Bowser in the entire history of the series?
Cool.
Can you play as a sentient marshmallow? I mean, unfortunately, though, those are the least interesting characters in the series, so I don't know why you would want that. I mean, that's not really a selling point.
Bye-bye.
I mean, there probably is a Ghostbusters RPG. I'm sure it's been made. We have pinned. We are ready to level up. Why would Luigi have inner ego? Luigi wins by doing absolutely nothing. He doesn't need anything like that. We got some gold for killing a couple of these bounties. We're trying to get bounties for floor 34. We have only been to floor 32. You're getting a little ahead of your britches here, game. Oh, let's go pick up our new items. Well, this would be an upgrade. Well, at this rate, we're not super likely to get drained because we're past that point. Let's clear up some space. So we are gonna get a new one of these. think we're getting a new one of these too. Let's find out. That's not happening yet. This might be though. Nope, not quite. Okay, so it's not that. Was it boots? Probably not yet. This is 122. I guess not quite. How about you? Are you 122? Nope, actually, you're what I was thinking of. Alright, we'll get the Ring of Recuperation. This will be nice. Turn that evil, get in our pocket. Cool beans. We could actually use a second one. I'd accept a second one. But we'd have to find it. But that's right, there is a special hat for these guys, isn't there? Let's look that up. What level is that? 139. Look at that, we've got a special hat to look forward to. I've played the first Galaxy game. I don't know what you're talking about. All I did was I heard that the second one just wasn't as good. I mean, I'm not collecting hats, but I mean, I am upgrading my hats when it happens. But in overall sense, you collect a lot of everything in this game. So yeah, let's look at a few things. So going through a wall would cost us 13. Casting Thunderbolt would cost us 8. So we do have a couple options. We are regenerating very slowly. But we're gonna go play in the graveyard. Oh, these jackasses. I don't like how Gale demons are just all over the place. I mean, they're mostly just annoying. They're not super dangerous. They just cause damage and we can't kill them.
Cool. Cool. Bye-bye. Cool. Bye-bye.
Like I said, I didn't play it. I just heard that it wasn't as good as the first one, and I thought the first one was okay. Just really, really easy. It's funny is I think I heard some crazy takes that that people thought it was a difficult game, and I don't remember it being like that at all. Now that I think about it, I think 122 was when we get to wear the Dalen's tier. But we'll look at it when we get back to town. That would be an upgrade as well. The Dalen's tier would protect us from being paralyzed a little bit. Although we do have some from our casting. We've got 45%, but 75% is considerably better.
Bye-bye.
So. I mean, I suspect it just comes down to skill issue, like usual. Like, I don't remember it being difficult at all. But what you gotta realize is that I grew up on actually really difficult games, like Jet Force Gemini was an absolutely atrociously complex and difficult game to actually beat. Like, by the time I got to like the Wii era, like there was no difficulty to the games anymore compared to what I'd already beaten.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
I mean, I guess so. The thing is that most people aren't actually like the kind of people that will sit there and actually master controls for games, so. Some people stick to like one game for too long and they don't get used to switching between controller types, but I've probably played like games on like 10 different consoles at this point and gotten used to at least 8 or 9 different controller styles, so. After a while, you stop getting fazed by it. $100 and $200 damage, gross. But now that we've got the Ring of Recuperation, we're definitely gonna potentially want to get some healing. Maybe when we get to 122, we want to take a slight sojourn to get a little bit of healing option in. Because I think healing might be our best bet for spell use. Because like, while I can attack with spells, I don't think that's going to actually kill the things attacking us. So, I'd have to try it, but I don't want to risk in a situation where it'll actually just cause more damage, so. We might have to do it just to see if it works. Oh, these guys. So these guys require that you take your weapon off to fight, but they are actually pretty easy. If you don't know you have to take your weapon off for them, though, you're gonna have a bad time. There is technically a second way to fight them. You have to use companions. Like monsters following you. They can hit it too. They have almost no hit points. But they're good experience. They're kind of worth taking your weapon off. This is a group we don't want to fight. Wyverns, do not fight those blue wyverns unless you're ready, because they'll do a lot of ice damage to you. These guys are a problem. As you can see, they did do a lot of damage to us. They didn't, like, murk us, but they're just really expensive on our reserves. We are almost pinned, though. Try to squeak by without having to do much. Yep, we made it. I imagine that we can now go back to the mines. It's like they say, the children, they yearn for the mines. And who are we to stop them? So let's go find the children in the mines. Well, we were gonna look at that, weren't we? Let's go see. Artifact, Dallin's Tier, 106. Oh, we could put this on. Okay. So we'll get rid of the smile and we'll put the tier on. And that's an upgrade in our pocket. It doesn't give stats, it just gives more resistance. So 167 would be the next usage level, not that we're taking Ninja that far right away, but 122 will give us the Dagger of Chital, so I might take a Sojourn back to leveling up like some levels of Magi just to get us a healing spell, just so that we can have something that doesn't cost us our resources. That might get us away from that. Like, we don't get a ton of stuff, of extra spells, but we do get some now. So, like, putting in, like, a free, like, 3 or 4 heals would be, like, a good buffer. And that would let us fight a little bit more aggressively than we have been.
Cool.
But at this rate, we'll be at our ninja goal within like an hour or so. We've been getting about 8 levels an hour. But if we take that Sojourn, that'll probably take us maybe like, if we stop for 1 hour just to level that up, probably get to like level 24, 20, 30-ish. Like, it'll go really, really, really fast.
Bye-bye. Cool. Cool.
Oh no, did we actually go faster than it again? Ah, jeez. Well, okay then, we'll bail on this and we'll do that next time. We'll go deep again. Fortunately, we weren't very far away from this. So another option we have is getting to that that forest. We could probably do that. That's actually not too difficult for us to reach. We've actually been clearing most of the way there. The one thing that it would require is us going through a wall. I mean, the one nice thing about it is most of the animals in there don't actually do elemental damage, so it might reduce the damage we take, but it's also very rich in experience. That's not to say none of them do it. There are some, like, fire-breathing insects, for instance. But they're not large groups of them. Like, specifically, it's the Southland mosquitoes that'll do that. But, you know, we have to be careful because we could come across a really big group of spellcasters, because 13 is a danger spot. Technically the forest is on 14, which makes it a little spicy to get to. But we can get in there. But by far this is gonna be bears and the trees and things like that. There's a single group to watch out for. It's got really strong trees though. Not really, I didn't play a lot of dungeon crawlers, I just played a couple of really good ones. Probably the least enjoyable ones I played were like the Beholder series, and while I think I could appreciate it these days, when I was younger I did not like them. Was it a lucky guess? No, I mean... Lucky guess on my part. I knew I would like this. Like, we just started this run and we're already at one level. And technically, anytime we want to, after one level, we could go back and get benefit out of it. I don't think that's lucky. I mean, I could tell usually what I liked. No, why would I be stuck with the game? I don't get why that would be. Alright, this is where like the sight is a problem because oh, there you are. Because the thing is that this is a fire one. If you start it at range, it's gonna breathe on me like 3 or 4 times before I can fight it. You assume that I got things on my birthdays. Everything I got, I bought myself. Yeah, we've gotten up to 116. I am gonna take a few moment break and just like catch up on things. Y'all take care, and I'll catch ya in about 5. Yeah, see you then. Bye-bye.